Yeah, you can, yeah. So, Madame Tussaud was born in 1761 in Strasbourg in France.
Okay.
And then basically what happened, she never knew her father. Her father died before she was born. So her mum moved her to Switzerland when they were very young, when she was very young. And her mum started housekeeping for a man called Dr. Philippe Curtius. Now, Dr. Philippe Curtius, he had a waxwork business, and he also he was quite wealthy, had a couple of properties, had like quite good finances. Because her mum was working for him, she then got interested. She was already interested in art, but she had a master who she was basically living with, who was like a father figure to her.
Okay.
So he took her under his wing, and he was teaching her quite a lot of these things. And by the time she was 17, she made her first full-size waxwork. So she learned from the best. She learned from this man, and then he supported her through her whole life. When she was in the French Revolution, she was about 27 at the time. She was sentenced to death by guillotine because she was friends with revolutionists and royals. So the revolutionists, they locked her up and they said, we're going to kill you with the guillotine. But it was Dr. Philippe Curtius that stood in and said, hang on, we need to help her. So he managed to get her out of imprisonment and save her life, but she had to make these death masks in return. So a death mask is when you go to someone's body when they first die, and you pour hot wax onto the face, and you take a mold, a copy, and then you can create a mold and make a mask. Now, she was doing that with all the celebrities of the time, which were royals and things like that. So that's why she became very well known, because people wanted to see this work. But also, you could only make a death mask once, because otherwise the body would start to rot, deteriorate, so you would lose the face. And this was very important in those days, because when it came to artwork, if an artist didn't have anything to reference or didn't know you or like you, they would paint you however they thought they wanted. So this became a true depiction of what someone looked like when they died. And then when Dr. Philippe Curtius died, he gave her everything. So she inherited everything from him, the assets, the houses, the money, the business as well, the waxwork business. And she sadly had to marry and have a husband to get the money. So she married Tussaud, Francis Tussaud, and he actually had 2 children with her. And then she took her eldest son on tour with her for 33 years. About 33 years, so she left him back home with one son, and then took off with the other one and toured around this country, and then sadly one day was shipwrecked on the Irish Sea, so she lost many of her pieces. So kind of a few years after that, she decided, no, I need somewhere on land, I need to be more permanent on land, I don't want to lose anything, especially because she lost some of his pieces. This was made by Dr. Philippe Curtius. Oldest piece of the building was made in 1765, so when Madame Tussaud was just 4, this was made. So she was worried, she lost some of his pieces, she lost her pieces. So she basically, what she did then, she decided to open up at the Baker Street Bazaar, which is just around the corner from here. And then when she eventually died, her grandsons bought this building about 30 years after she died, and then transferred everything over here. But you know, Madame Tussaud was also the first person to create a guidebook in an establishment, because she knew she needed to get the money in so that she could keep creating these waxworks, because the only way we make the money is by the admissions and these, of course. Obviously we have all the snacks and treats nowadays for you to pick up, but they were the 2 main things that were paying for the waxworks. We don't accept any money, or we don't pay any money to an artist to have their waxwork done. So the money has to come from somewhere, obviously. So she was very clever in that way. She was a very good businesswoman. But she lived until the age of 88, so she lived a very long life. And obviously, like I said, the legacy lives on because her grandsons went on and bought this building. And now we're all over the world. There we go. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, all right?
Thank you. Thank you.
As well, okay?
Yeah.